February 5, 2026. The South China Sea is tense, salt in the air, nerves on edge. Off Palawan, the Filipino fishing boat Maria Clara faces down a looming Chinese Coast Guard cutter. The cutter's warning blares, menacing and unintelligible. Filipino fishermen, unarmed and outmatched, feel fear and anger. This is their home, yet they're treated as trespassers. Chinese maritime militia vessels, disguised as fishing boats, have swarmed the area for months, forming a floating blockade. The reed bank, rich in natural gas, is at the heart of this standoff. Every close call, every radio threat, brings the region closer to disaster. Diplomatic protests from Manila go ignored. The world watches, worried about global trade. On the Maria Clara, Captain Ricardo grips the helm. He has a family to feed, but knows one wrong move could spark a crisis. Today, something changes. A gray silhouette appears on the horizon. It's not Chinese, it's an American warship. Its arrival is silent, but unmistakable, a message to all. For the fishermen, hope flickers. For the Chinese, it's a challenge. The sun glints off steel as the standoff enters a new, dangerous phase. The South China Sea is now a global flashpoint. The world holds its breath. The balance of power is shifting. The next move could change everything. The standoff is no longer just local, it's international. The American warship's arrival is no accident. It's the result of weeks of urgent talks in Washington and Manila. After a surge in Chinese aggression, the U.S. Navy steps in to safeguard Philippine rights and freedom of navigation. This is more than symbolism. It's a real deployment, backed by the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty. U.S. officials now make it clear, any attack on Philippine vessels in the South China Sea will trigger mutual defense commitments. The stakes are raised. Regional disputes now risk global confrontation. The U.S. Navy's presence aims to deter conflict, not provoke it. Joint patrols and exercises with the Philippine Navy create a protective shield around the country's exclusive economic zone. The American ships are a powerful deterrent, signaling that the world won't tolerate resource grabs by force. At a joint press conference, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken declares America's ironclad commitment. Freedom of the seas is vital for the global economy, he says. A nation's resources are not up for grabs. The message is clear. The line is drawn in the South China Sea. The world takes notice. The Philippines is no longer alone. The U.S. is all in. The region's future hangs in the balance. The risk of escalation is real. The U.S. presence changes the game. The world watches for the next move. The standoff is now a test of resolve. The heart of the conflict lies deep below the sea. The reed bank, or recto bank, is believed to hold over $26 trillion in untapped gas and oil, enough to transform the Philippines forever. For a developing nation, this is a golden ticket, energy independence, economic growth, and a way out of poverty. But the prize has made these waters a global flashpoint. The reed bank sits within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, affirmed by international law. Yet China's sweeping claims overlap, fueling the standoff. The conflict is about law versus power, and the stakes are enormous. Whoever controls the gas controls the future of the region. The world's eyes are fixed on this underwater fortune. For 115 million Filipinos, the reed bank's gas is hope for a better life. The country's energy security is fragile. Malampaya, its main gas field, is running dry. Developing reed bank could lower electricity costs, boost industry, and fund new schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. Energy independence would free the Philippines from volatile global markets and foreign suppliers. Gas revenue could also fund a shift to renewables, helping meet climate goals. A stable, energy-rich Philippines would strengthen the region and diversify global gas supplies. For allies, a prosperous Philippines is a vital partner in a free Indo-Pacific. The stakes are about more than money, they're about national destiny. The future depends on securing this resource. The world is watching. The U.S. Navy's commitment is visible in steel and strategy. The USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group, with its carrier, destroyers, and advanced aircraft, now patrols the contested waters. American warships conduct freedom of navigation operations, sailing through areas claimed by China but recognized as international waters. These maneuvers are deliberate, challenging Beijing's claims. Joint exercises with the Philippine Navy build trust and readiness. Filipino frigates train alongside U.S. destroyers, practicing complex maneuvers and live-fire drills. The message: The US and its allies will operate wherever international law allows. On the water, tension is high. Radio exchanges are firm. Ships shadow each other and crews stay alert. A single miscalculation could spark disaster. The standoff is a high-stakes ballet of power. Every move is watched. The world waits for the next step. The balance of power is on a knife's edge. For Palawan's fishermen, the US Navy's arrival brings both relief and anxiety. Ricardo Santos, captain of the Maria Clara, says, "We felt abandoned. Now we're not alone, but we're still afraid." Local families worry. When elephants fight, the grass gets trampled. We are the grass. Gratitude for protection is mixed with fear of being caught in a superpower clash. Elena Reyes, a market vendor, says, "We need to fish to survive, but what if shooting starts? We're just caught in the middle." Philippine officials hail the US intervention as validation of their efforts. Defense Secretary Teodoro calls the alliance the bedrock of our defense. "We will not be coerced. We will defend what is ours," he declares. Public support is strong, but some urge caution. Senator Hontiveros warns, "Military deterrence is not enough. We must build coalitions and pursue diplomacy. Relying solely on one superpower could limit future options." The goal: secure resources without becoming a pawn. The people want peace, not war. The stakes are personal and national. The world's great game is felt on every shore. Without deterrence, the Philippines could lose its $26 trillion fortune without a fight. Chinese forces might blockade Reed Bank, seizing it through intimidation. The economic fallout would be catastrophic. Energy crisis, inflation, and lost dreams of development. Social unrest and instability would follow. China's success would send a chilling message: might makes right. Other Southeast Asian nations would feel the pressure. The regional balance would tip toward Beijing, threatening freedom of navigation. US credibility would suffer. Allies would doubt its resolve. The global order would be shaken. The stakes of inaction are global. The US Navy's intervention has shifted the Indo-Pacific balance. For years, China's power grew unchecked. Now, the US pushes back, reasserting its role as security guarantor. The Philippines, once isolated, now negotiates from strength. Other nations, Japan, Australia, even Europe, ramp up their own patrols, forming a loose coalition. This counterweight to China brings new risks. Beijing may escalate, deploying more forces or using economic pressure. The region is more polarized, more militarized. The US line is clear, but so are the dangers. The standoff is tense, with both sides less willing to compromise. The future is uncertain. The world is watching for the next move. The stakes have never been higher. As US and Philippine ships patrol above the $26 trillion prize, the region's fate hangs in the balance. Three futures are possible. First, negotiated peace. US deterrence could bring China to the table, leading to joint development or a code of conduct. Second, escalation. A single misstep could trigger conflict, drawing in the US and risking global catastrophe. Third, a new alliance. The US-Philippine partnership could expand into a broader security network, counterbalancing China. This Quad Plus coalition would reshape Asia's security landscape. The stakes go beyond gas or shipping lanes. They're about the world's future. Will law and cooperation prevail, or will might make right? The actions of sailors and leaders now will decide. The Philippines' fortune is tied to the fate of global order. The world hopes for wisdom over pride. The next chapter is unwritten. The world is watching.